Hi, good morning. I trust you're doing okay. Yeah, to my fellow young ones out there, I just want to speak to you on something I thought about, that is closing the gap, right? Over time, you and your friends may not communicate much often, right? And sometimes we see them as they are winning, and then they are proud, right? Yeah, because of their winning, they want to distance from you. But I've come to realize that that is not the truth. The reality is that we choose not to close the gap. you know as you and your friends are growing, this gap keeps widening, right? So it's your duty to keep on closing the gap. As they grow, you close the gap. As they grow, you close the gap. So if you don't continuously you know put effort in yourself, if you don't consciously you know choose to grow, right, the gap between you and your friends or your mates, it will keep on widening, and over time you guys will stop talking. Okay, because you and him or you and her no longer relate at the same level of thought, right? It's not pride, it's not high shoulders, it's just that you didn't close the gap. Okay, so in whatever thing you are doing, always choose self-development. Always consciously choose to develop yourself, right? As your friends are growing, as they are learning skill, you also join them to learn a skill, right? We live in the era of tech, in the era of AI. So if your friends, they are learning one programming language or the other, and you choose not to learn, you choose to maybe do some other things like have fun and waste your time, right? Though at that point you may not really see it as time wasting, but as time goes, you see that you actually wasted your time, because the gap between you and those your friends may have widened, and you guys won't communicate on the same level again, right? And you start saying that they are proudful. It's not pride. It's not pride. It didn't just close the gap. Okay, so I heard this message from a channel about closing the gap, closing the gap. So I just felt okay, I should share. Okay, so it is very very essential that you close the gap between you and your friends. That is it. That is just it. Yeah. Thank you.